Snake's Journal, July 23rd, 2025. Just had the strangest dream. Was back on Shadow Moses Island, reliving my mission there. Everything was worse than last time. Objects and people were oddly square. The walls seemed to warp and shift as I moved past them. Everyone sounded like they were talking into a tin can.
Whose footprints are these?
And nobody seemed to talk with their mouths. They just bobbed their heads up and down like a bunch of sock puppets. It's almost as if... Oh no.
Behind D.
I'm back in the PS1 version of my mission! God damn it! Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening. You are watching Nubs Collection, a YouTube series dedicated to the cataloging and review of every game in my physical media collection. As always, I am your host, Victory Nub, and today we're going to be taking a look at Metal Gear Solid, developed by Konami Computer Entertainment Japan, published by Konami and released in the United States on October 20th of 1998. Why are we looking at this game again? We've already done a long play of Metal Gear Solid. True, but the last few weeks of Nubs Collection has left a bad taste in my mouth and I wanted a palate cleanser. And technically, we didn't look at this game, we looked at the remake that came out on the GameCube. And while that's a very ridiculous distinction, I think there's just enough differences between the two to warrant at least a one-off episode poking around the original game for just a little bit. Plus, my notes for the long play were mostly about the production of the remake, so there is ground to cover for the original. Let's do that! Development on the third Metal Gear game began shortly after director Hideo Kojima finished work on the cult classic 3DO game, Policenauts. Kojima sought to continue the series as the versions of the Metal Gear that he created for the MSX were either altered or simply not released outside of Japan. As we discussed in Rental Regrets for the two videos we had already done, Metal Gear 1 and 2, the original versions, were released on the MSX2 home computer, which was a Japanese targeted product. The versions of those games that we got in the US for the NES, Metal Gear, and Snake's Revenge, were ported and or built from scratch with almost no involvement from Kojima. So naturally, he had some issues with those games. Kojima chose to name this new entry Metal Gear Solid as the distinguishing marker from previous MSX and NES titles, as a reference to the lead character Solid Snake, and as a representation of the franchise transition from 2D to 3D. While the game was built using 3D graphics, the gameplay was built largely like a 2D action game, with players controlling Snake in third person from overhead. Given Kojima's love for Hollywood, it should come as no surprise that the lead character Solid Snake draws many obvious and some not so obvious inspirations. The original character design featured on the NES Metal Gear box was a modified image of Michael Biehn, the Michael Biehn character Kyle Reese from The Terminator. The name and vocal performance were a reference to the Escape from New York character Snake Plissken, portrayed by Kurt Russell. Artist Yoji Shinkawa's design for the Metal Gear Solid body model of Snake was inspired by martial artist Jean-Claude Van Damme, and the facial design was inspired by, of all people, Christopher Walken. I'm sure the inspiration would be the character that he portrayed in The Deer Hunter, not the actor who's looked like he's been 75 for about 30 years. The game world was originally modeled using Lego blocks and miniature toy figurines, so he could plan out camera angles. Kojima very much intended this game to have a more cinematic presentation than anything he could create in previous titles. To that end, in keeping with the more movie-esque sensibilities that were brought to the design, none of the characters in Metal Gear Solid were motion captured. All were hand animated by artists with experience creating anime. And I think this is a fairly telling bit in terms of the remake. A lot of people dislike the John Woo style cutscenes in Twin Snakes, but it honestly sounds like Kojima kind of wanted that. He wanted something that was a little more over the top. But yeah, the game ended up being very much grounded. Because of the fuzzy nature of Screen Actors Guild rules regarding voice acting in video games, all of the hired actors, with the exception of lead David Hayter, were credited using pseudonyms. So if the names popping up in the intro weren't familiar, that's why. The original cast was loaded with some heavy hitters in the voice acting world. Cam Clark, Paul Eiting, Jennifer Hale, Peter Lurie, Kim May Guest. If you've played a video game or watched any anime or cartoon in the last 25 years, you've heard their voices. I could spend the rest of this episode just reading their credits, if I'm being honest. The music for Metal Gear Solid was composed mainly using in-house Konami musicians, with the title song, The Best Is Yet to Come, provided by composer Rika Muranaka. That's the beautiful little vocal track you'll hear at the beginning and end of the game. Muranaka wasn't the singer. There was an Irish singer named, and I hope I'm saying this right, Aoife Niarai. Also, if you've never understood the words to The Best Is Yet to Come, why can't I speak? That's because the song is being performed in Gaelic. Muranaka did lyrics and production on the title tracks for many of Konami's big games from the late 90s to mid-2000s, including everyone's favorite Bond-esque jam, Snake Eater. One of Metal Gear Solid's biggest Easter eggs, a sequence in which Foxhound member Psycho Mantis reads the player's mind, quotes, by looking at their memory card and identifying other Konami save files, originally contained a voice clip of Hideo Kojima that was cut from international releases. In the track, he thanked fans, in Japanese, for their support of his other works, provided players had save files for both Snatcher and Policenauts. Metal Gear Solid was a game changer, to put it mildly. The game released to universal acclaim, with critics praising the cinematic production value, the graphics, the extensive and high-caliber vocal performances, the dense, mature story full of thought-provoking subject matter, the satisfying stealth gameplay, and the brilliant boss fights. And what truly stuns to this day is that despite the overwhelming praise that this game deserved and received, it also had the unfortunate distinction of coming out only 1 month before the juggernaut of that generation, Ocarina of Time, which dominated at awards shows that year. Any other year, it wouldn't even be a serious conversation about what game would win Game of the Year. Metal Gear Solid was that good. Commercially, Metal Gear Solid was the 10th best-selling game of all time for the Sony PlayStation, selling 7 million copies worldwide. Now, that is the original PlayStation that were released in the mid-90s, not the entire platform. The sales success came thanks in no small part to a huge marketing push that included the distribution of an estimated 12 million demo discs prior to release. The success of the game prompted Konami to release an expanded edition of the game in Japan called Metal Gear Solid Integral. Integral features numerous tweaks and additions to the original game, including an added very easy mode that gives players a silenced SMG with unlimited ammo, a director's commentary-style codec frequency, a first-person mode, and more importantly, the ability to shoot in first-person mode, and a dramatically expanded VR training mode, which would eventually see release as a standalone title in the US and PAL regions. All right, that is enough notes. This game is awesome. Instead of the usual final review phase that we normally do for Nubs Collection, I'm just going to offer some final thoughts because honestly, most of what I had to say in Twin Snakes still applies here. This is a fantastic game. Anyways, let's go ahead and get it started. It's been a while, but I'm back. Kept you waiting, huh? I haven't done that voice in a while. Oh, I hit the wrong button because for whatever strange reason, Konami, or maybe I should say Kojima, was obsessed with making circle the button to do everything instead of X. All right, caption on, yes. We gotta do the audio in sweet, sweet stereo sound. Stereo sound. Stereo sound. Stereo sound. I have too much fun with this. All right. Oh. A very nice thing about this game is I believe this came out after the DualShock came out. So obviously you get the rumble support, but also the thumbsticks, which is a nice bonus. Key configuration. Let's take a quick peek. I don't remember if there's anything we got to tweak here. Or I hit the wrong button again. Oh, Kojima, what were you doing, you silly goose? Weapon, crawl, action, first person. All right. All right. Looks good to me. Exit. Screen brightness setup. Oh, look at that. Adjust the monitor brightness so the grayscale below the green line cannot be seen. I can see it just fine. We're going to leave it. You got to keep in mind, this is obviously a game that came out during the time when CRT televisions existed, and most of these pixels were not visible. They were all kind of blurred together. All right, so we obviously saw the intro cutscene where Snake is being shot out of the sub a couple times. If they show it again, I might just go ahead and skip to the beginning of the game. We'll leave it on normal. I don't think the game was ever so dramatically difficult that I won't be able to make it out of the opening area. There's Aoife singing. Hey, Christopher Fritz and May Zadler, everyone's favorite voice actors. Yeah, every single one of those is basically a pseudonym for another person. The only one who got his name in here was actually David Hayter.
Stay alert. He'll be through here. I know it. I'm going to swat down a couple of bothersome flies.
Bothersome flies. So haughty and arrogant. Look at my mullet. I don't think it counts as a mullet if you don't have the top and sides a little bit shorter. That looks like just a full-grown mane. Gotta love that little tone. I use that for my phone when it rings. Diddle-it, diddle-it.
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's the situation, Snake?
Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
Just as I expected. You'll have to take the elevator to the surface. But make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the select button. When we need to contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the select button. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
Got it. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Which, of course, means all he can do is listen using the codec, so how the hell do people see what he's doing? Video games. All right, I think I gotta go turn on the analog controller. On. There it is. Ooh, there is some delay going on here. Not great. Hey, why do I have an oxygen meter? Aren't I still wearing the scuba gear? Whatever. So, one of the things we may or may not have talked about when we did the long play is the fact that your performance in this intro area will actually be graded based on how well you do. And the Colonel Campbell and everyone else will basically say, hey, it took you way too long to get this done, or you made too much noise or got shot at too many times. And, yeah, the better you do, the more likely they'll just say, age hasn't slowed you down one bit. So, there you go. I already did it. That easy. We don't have to take anyone out.
Snake, there's an elevator there you can take up to the ground.
Oh, is that what that is?
You'll just have to wait for the elevator to come down. You'd better hide somewhere.
All right, well, one of the things that we can do is we can almost certainly hide underneath a stack of boxes or behind this. Hey, rations. We definitely want those. There is a knee-jerk instinct, at least on my part when I'm playing these games, to try to take all the enemies out in a given area. And technically, you don't have to. Your entire objective is just to survive, basically. Make it through safely. Open! I've been a good boy! Go take him out. Break his neck. is. There he is. Doesn't matter. There it is. And here comes another guard. Doesn't matter. The important part is the elevator's coming. So the nice thing about this game, I say nice thing, I guess some people probably preferred the way that the games start playing after this, is that there are no tranq weapons, and there is no bonus for performing without killing enemies, except for the ending. I mean, you do get a different, I guess, classification if you don't kill anyone. But you can kill people all the livelong day in the original game, and it doesn't necessarily affect what people say to you or any other gameplay aspects. So one of the things that you should get used to doing in this game that you may not have done in any of the others is kill. Kill a lot. Kill all the people. Get behind them and snap their necks. Don't let them stay alive. There he is. There's a boy. Take off the mask. And show us that beautiful face full of pixels. And them abadabbas. Which is weird because he's supposed to be wearing a compression bodysuit that keeps him warm, so you shouldn't be able to count his individual abs underneath that thing. That would be very thin. Now, one of the things that we'll get to experience once they start the next major codec sequence is you get to hear from Campbell, as well as Mei Ling and Naomi. All three of those performances have changed at some point in future games. Two of them changed mainly because there was a preference or decision to make the characters sound more American, because they're supposed to be American. And one of them was changed for a very specific reason that I shouldn't explain.
It's Snake. I'm in front of the disposal facility.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
No, it hasn't.
How's that
I'm the
seam
best,
working
baby.
out?
I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move.
Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy.
Why are you British?
If it weren't for your suit and your shot, I would have turned into a popsicle out there.
An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using it.
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh? By the way, how's the diversionary operation going?
2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way.
The bothersome
Terrorist radar
flies.
should have already picked them up.
Who is that incredibly handsome blonde up there?
Behind D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
I have no idea, but it looks like our little diversion got their attention. Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed.
It is an incredibly well-modeled helicopter for a PlayStation 1 game. Come on, get moving.
There are only 18 hours left until their deadline.
Then stop
You've got to
interrupting me.
hurry.
Wow, he must be crazy to fly a hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
Oh, sorry. I haven't introduced you to yet. This is Mei Ling. She was assigned to us as our visual and data processing specialist. She designed your codec, as well as your Soliton radar system. Contact her if you have any questions about either of them.
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself. What's wrong?
Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology to be so cute.
You're just flattering me.
No, I'm serious.
How does he know what she looks
Well, I
like?
know I won't be bored for the next 18 hours.
Come on. I can't believe I'm being hit on by the famous Solid Snake.
Goddamn right, girl.
I'm surprised. You're very frank for a trained killer.
No, his name's
Both
actually
have a lot
David.
to learn about each other.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to learning about the man behind the legend. But
Oh, that's
first,
Phil.
let
He helps me
explain
out.
about your Soliton radar system. The bright dot in the middle is you, Snake. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision.
Be careful, Snake. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy.
They can hear you
Make sure
almost
you
4 feet
don't let
away.
them see you.
First, I want you to infiltrate the disposal site and look for the DARPA chief.
The DARPA chief was injected with the same GPS transmitting nanomachines as you.
Goddamn
He should appear on the
nanomachines.
radar as a green dot.
Get whatever information you can from him about the terrorists. If he's alive, that is.
It's been so long since I did the voice, I don't even remember how I was doing it.
Snake, your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it.
Yes, it gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful.
Or
We'll be
wherever
monitoring
Kojima didn't
movements
want it to
by
work.
radar, so contact us by codec anytime you want.
Got it. I'll call if I'm feeling lonely.
Seriously, Snake, we're here to back you up, so call if you need some information or advice.
I'm also in charge of your mission data. Contact me if you want me to record your current status. My frequency is 140.96.
Love to
It's a
imagine
dedicated
that if he's
frequency for
taking a
sending
dump,
data.
she can see that. Your biometric data scans that you're losing weight at a rapid rate. What's going on? Nothing. Don't worry
I
about it.
remember. First, I'm strip searched by Dr. Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away. Imagine yourself put in that position.
Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me.
I'll hold you to that, Doctor.
Goddamn
By the way,
right.
sorry to disappoint you, but I did manage to smuggle out my smokes.
How did you do that?
In
Up my ass.
my stomach acids.
Cigarettes? How are those going to help you?
You never know.
Oh, goddamn addicts will make any excuse. I'm over here!
There's the front door. It's the fastest way, but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
I can't
Says
just knock
you.
on the door and ask them to let me in. There's one sentry on the left and one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
They're gonna kill me with fruit.
What about the air duct near the door?
That's the way.
There should also be a duct on the second floor.
You can do either one of them technically, but yeah, I think the one
I
down
can't
below is
see it
easier.
from here.
I'll let you decide the best COA.
Oh, thank you.
I'm counting on you, Snake.
Oh, why don't you MYOB? Oh, controller turned off because I have been sitting here waiting for them to finish for a couple minutes. Turn back on, damn it. Aren't you turning on? Turn on! There we go. I should keep this plugged in while we're playing so that it's not only staying charged but also not turning off. There we go. So don't run up in the middle of the platform. They still have spotlights that sweep left and right. There is a genome soldier over here who will see your footprint if you... Oh, he hears and sees something already. Oh, no, that's the camera. Never mind. Oh, all right. Move over here. Again, you don't need to kill everyone. In fact, you're probably better off not killing. Can't see me. Oh, oops. Do that and I will be spotted. You can use the SOCOM right now, but it does not have a suppressor, so if you start shooting, it will actually start making a ton of noise, and everyone will know you're there. So don't do that. If I can find some chaff, I can get in there. Same thing over here, actually. If you want to get inside that vent safely, you gotta do so by throwing a chaff grenade. Oh, would you look at that? We can crawl underneath things. Whoop. And of course, if you don't have chaff grenades,
Surveillance camera?
you can usually sneak underneath. Ah, they're using some kind of security? That makes no sense. That's how I did it. All right. I knew it'd come back to me. Seriously, I wasn't expecting him to do anything. Okay, we're not doing this yet. Calm down.
That base must have some kind of ventilation system to recirculate the air.
Oh.
There should be air ducts around there somewhere. They must need a lot of power to run the base. There's probably a diesel generator somewhere.
Jump inside it?
Generating electricity requires oxygen. There must be exhaust openings for that, too.
Oh.
You're not gonna believe this, but they shot down the F-16s we were using as a diversion with a Hind D.
You're right.
Then we got
I
a
don't
message from
believe that.
Liquid. He said if we try something like that again,
Slow-moving
launch
stationary attack chopper versus
hurry
very
up and get in there.
fast-moving jets?
Behind me,
Nah,
coming back.
not happening. Those jets would have them targeted and shot down before they were even close to being within range. All right, back up. Back up. There's a guy up here. There he is. I was waiting for him to come by so I could get behind him and just, like, snap his little neck. He needs to move faster. This is starting to get annoying. Yep. There's things in here I want. I think what we'll do is we'll do what we did probably in the first game where we played long enough to get to Merrill. So this might be a little bit longer episode. And then we'll go ahead and call it a day. You know I'm gonna get you, you son of a bitch. Oh, his neck's so tight from all the genome therapy. All right, come on. Oh, damn it! Oh, you had to do that. All right, got him. Get him, get him, get him. No, there's too many soldiers! I died. And I have to start all over. Actually, I think you can continue from that area.
Snake! Snake!
I'm getting flashbacks. I feel like I died in the first area as well when we played the remake. I wasn't expecting him to snap around like that so quick. If you're fast, you can get those chaff grenades. It's not easy. And you definitely can't do it like that. So... Oh, damn it! Alright, we'll grab him. Got him. Oh, damn it. I didn't know there was gonna be another soldier there! Stop it! I hate you! Can't see me! The higher the difficulty that you play the game on, the more stuff that they're going to be willing or able to actually detect. So it's not necessarily a fair criticism to say these soldiers are dumb because, well, they didn't catch you doing whatever, you know, random thing, uneasy or normal. They actually find a lot more stuff more frequently the higher the difficulty you play. So, like, your footprints will remain a lot longer if you're playing on hard. I think they could see your breath on hard as well. If you're outside in a really cold environment. I might be wrong on that. Oh, let's go break his neck. Sit down! Very important if you're playing the game. What was I going to try to say? Basically, if you're trying to choke enemies out, like if you're trying to like break their neck or just put them down, make them unconscious, let go of the D-pad or the thumbstick when you do it. Because if you don't, where is that? There it is. If you don't let it go, you'll actually do a throw instead, and throws won't kill anyone. More often than not, they won't even like knock them unconscious. They'll just do nothing. And we want to kill people so they can't help out their friends. All right, so I got that. I wanted the chaff. I don't think that alerts the enemy, which is a good thing because we don't want them to see.
Surveillance camera?
Okay, dude. Yeah, we got it. You're wasting chaff time, bro. Wasting valuable chaff time playing. Uh-oh. Go, 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 go. Go. Okay. Don't you turn, son of a bitch. Sit down. Unfortunately, this game came out before you had the ability to shoot out surveillance cameras, so your only options to deal with them is to either sneak under them or use a chaff grenade and distract them. So, blip, blip, blip. We're going to tell you about a thing. Ah, damn it. Well, see, he's going to know. Unless I break his neck before he can tell anyone. Sit down. No ammo. Disappointing. Very disappointing. All right, so we can get inside now. Again, doesn't matter which one you go in. You can go in the top one or you can go in the bottom one. We can do it. We'll do the top one. Just keep things moving. And this is where they usually would force you to interact with Campbell, as well as introduce you to Master Miller. I hesitate to say it's supposed to be Kazuhira Miller because, man, they don't have the same name. It just doesn't make sense.
Snake, this is McDonald Miller.
That's not Kazuhira.
Master, what are you doing here?
I quit being a drill instructor, so I moved out here for some peace and quiet. I'm in retirement, just like you. Once in a while, I still help train the Alaskan Scouts.
Passing on the skills to a new generation, huh?
Campbell told me about the situation here. I thought I might be of some use.
There's no one I'd rather have in a foxhole than you.
Well, I know lots about survival in a harsh environment. I've lived in Alaska longer than you, so call me if you have any questions about the flora or fauna out here. My frequency is 141.80.
What flora? It's all snowy. If you're really struggling to get out of these vents, he'll actually tell you, hey, there's mice that usually crawl around the vents, follow the mice. As though you're not smart enough to figure out, hey, just keep moving this way.
I moved the DARPA chief to the cell in the first floor basement.
What about the vent shaft cleaning?
They just opened the vent covers. They're about to start spraying for rats.
Oh, maybe they still say it.
Ventilation shaft.
Shut those covers as soon as they're done spraying.
Couldn't actually animate a mouth
keep your
moving
eye
on
on
a
that
texture
woman in the
that's
cell.
undetailed,
careless
so
now.
they just nod your head when you're talking.
Did something happen?
There's an intruder.
Really?
He's already done 3 people.
He's killed 3 people?
Yeah. Seems
That
he's
does
still-
alter.
Stealth. There's an intruder besides me?
Oh, yeah,
Anyway,
that's right.
I want you to increase the security detail on the chief.
I think the what you hear actually changes depending on how you enter, but it might also just be because I chose a different entrance point. Another vent we can look out, as well as camera there, which we'll have to use chaff to get around. I think it's too early for them to be equipped with machine guns. That comes much later in the game. One of these is a door we can't open yet because it requires a key that we won't get for several hours of gameplay, so won't worry too much about that. I see a big old package. Big package. Don't hit the button if you want the package. Go right on past. I think it's just rations. Yep. Don't need them. Press the action button to duck. Whee! There's a guard, like, right there.
Use the elevator to change floors.
Oh,
There should
that's
be a
what that
cargo
does.
elevator that you can take down somewhere around there. Try to find it.
It does seem like maybe they hold your hand just a little bit too much in some cases. This area, it is very important to take it slow if you're walking over these grates, because this makes enough noise that the computer will hear what you're doing. So if there's a guard up here anywhere, you do not want to be on those. They will hear you. Yep. I can get in here. Come on. Grow. Didn't need to do this, but I have the chaff. Why not? I do want those. Gotta use it to get through the main area that's up ahead. We're not gonna get anywhere near that, but basically, see, that guard there can probably hear what I'm doing. Unless we do these tippy toes. He looks so silly walking like that. Whoop, 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 whoop. Alright, made it. Can't open the... Well, we might not be able to open the door up here. Let's see. Nope, I don't have a key even for that one. I guess you couldn't do a quick equip in this one. Might be better off using the chaff here. This is... Well, there might have been enough room to get in there. I don't know. Uh-oh. Oh, the problem with this is it gets jammed, so you can't see what's going on. Alright, we're fine. Let's do this right here. Get under the tank. Nothing. No item. It's fine. Stand up. Stand up. Oh, damn it! Come on! Why would you turn there? I'm gonna break your neck for that. I don't know where the other guy went. Maybe he didn't hear? As stupid as that is. That's goofy. He should have heard that. Oh, God. Oh, God, he's following me. Stop it. Stop following. All right, get him. As long as he doesn't turn around and face me, I can get him. I got you. You're mine. Give me your health. Give me that ration. Oh, I got bullets, whatever. All right, so let's go down. Bing bong. Oh, come on. B1 is where they said to go. I think B2 has some stuff that you can pick up now, but you're probably better off getting some supplies before going down there. Well, there's like a little dead zone to the right there that you can't see anything in.
Look at the radar. It's picking up the DARPA chief. He's the green dot. Hurry and rescue him.
That's not the green dot. That's a green fuzz. I don't think that's supposed to be it. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. That door, very important in the future. Of course, you can't get inside there right now, but that's where they torture you at a later point in the game. Can't open that one. It's like the game's going whoosh. Yes, I know. I know how to crawl game. Thank you for telling me. Now watch me, or climb the ladder, whatever. They show you a really long vent there, but you can only go in a couple inches. We might go down to the armory, just pick up some equipment, because I think... Well... It might be too early to actually get the FOMAS. We'll take a look. We'll see if there's some stuff that we can get already down here. It might just be grenades, and certainly can't get any more ammo than what I already have. Because you only get, like, one clip, basically. I just bit my tongue a little. I'm really good at biting my own tongue. Again, if you've never played this area before, don't stop on the floor, because that happens. Nothing. Uh-oh. I don't want to die! Oh, maybe I can't do anything down here. Duck it, duck it, duck it. Duck it, duck it, duck it, duck it, duck it. Turn around. Oh, come on! Get him! It's like I'm waving my hands. I'm going, like, it's like 2 feet closer. I'd break your neck right now. Either that or he's trying to warm his neck up. It's like, Man, if I was 2 feet closer, your neck would be so warm. All right. I think it's a little bit early for this, but yeah, it's too early. They didn't put the laser grid up here to prevent you from picking up any items. Later, they do actually. Well, maybe it's not later at all. Maybe it's just a room that I can't access just yet. One of the things that they changed... Which button am I looking for? No? There it is. Oh, look at that. Nice little detail. They do tell you what's in these rooms in the PS1 version, but whoever thinks to look in first person at any of this stuff, it's not necessary. There's where your sniper rifle is. And then your C4. So we can't do any of this. I don't have a key card yet. And of course, if you come back here when you have C4 and put it right there, you can blow open the wall and get into a room full of some goodies. And maybe over here? Yep, right there. All right, well, we got some ammo. I guess that's something. Let's go to level 131. Or B1, but poorly pixelated. I imagine on a CRT it looks exactly like a B. Yes, I know. Tell me how to climb a ladder.
Snake, if you want to go up or down a ladder...
Put your hands and feet on it, and then move one hand up, one foot up. And then repeat with the other foot.
Snake, if...
Okay, I was just kidding. Go away. I didn't do it very much when we were playing the long play, but anytime you want to talk to anyone, you can just pull up the codec and they'll give you a message related to either what's going on, checking on you personally, dropping some random facts or tidbits. There's also a character, and I know we didn't really talk to him much in the first game. I don't want to say it's 14252. We're going to find out. Nope. Maybe it's not that. 14286? 14086. 14050. Oh, there's Campbell. Yeah. 52? 50? 48. I don't remember the damn number. That's all right. There... No, wait. Maybe I was right. Go back. 142. 14152? There she is.
This is Nastasha Romanenko. A pleasure.
It's insane that they had an entire character who doesn't have one line of dialogue the overwhelming majority of the game, unless you call her.
I'm also a military analyst, so I have an extensive knowledge of weapon systems as well. They asked me to participate in this operation as a supervisor from the Nuclear Emergency Search Team. I was happy to accept. We must not allow terrorists to get their hands on nuclear weapons of any kind. I hope I can help you to stop them.
You're a tough lady.
Those terrorists are serious about launching a nuclear weapon?
Nah, it's just for funsies.
Idly and allow that to happen, and neither can I. Unfortunately, all I can do from here is provide you with information.
Hopefully that'll be enough. Another soldier here wouldn't make a difference anyway. It's good to work with you, Nastasha.
What if it was another snake? Yeah, they put that dialogue in the game, and I think you might hear from her one time. One time in the entire game, and it's when you get into the area where all the warheads are kept, and that's it. It's like they thought after they created the game, hey, we need someone who's actually a nuclear weapons expert at some point in the game, right? Yeah. Do you want her to be involved in anything else? Nah, just put her in as like a side character that you can talk to if you figure out the code on your own. Or find it in the instruction manual. That may have also been why they did it, because of course, one of the things that they desperately wanted players to do was buy the game, and they used the packaging of the game itself as an anti-piracy measure. At one point in the game, you're going to be told to actually call Meryl, who is in the vent that I passed over without looking down. And Meryl actually has a codec frequency you can only see if... Oh, no, that's Johnny Sasaki. She has a codec frequency you'll only find on the packaging itself. If you don't have the game, they don't tell you in the game what it is. Poor guy, constantly pooping. Maybe it's back this way. Again, one of the logical fallacies of this game is that a human being can crawl inside of an all-aluminum ducting vent of any kind and not make a ton of noise that everyone would hear. Just doesn't happen. Hello, Meryl.
Is that a woman?
And what a woman. Yes, I know, I'm getting close to the damn vent. You don't have to tell me what to do to play the game. Just get in the vent. Hey, yo, Chief! That would be awesome. You're just sitting there thinking, oh, God, when are they just going to kill me? And you all of a sudden from up above, hey, yo, Chief!
I'm here to save you. You're the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, right?
You here to save me, huh? What's your outfit?
It's a sneaking suit.
They sent here to save your worthless butt.
Really?
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm just here to give you a hug and leave.
You don't look like one of them. In that case, hurry up and get me out of here.
Slow down. Don't worry.
Stop
First,
nodding
I
your
want
head
some
so much at me.
information about the terrorists.
The terrorists?
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke?
Oh, look how sassy he's getting. Put his hand on his hip like that.
The White House. They say if they don't accede to their demands, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Sweet Jesus.
Is it possible?
It's possible. They could launch a nuke.
How does she hear any of this? That wall can't be that thin.
I thought this place was just for keeping the dismantled warheads. They shouldn't have access to a missile.
What I'm about to tell you is classified information.
So why are you telling me? It's classified.
We were conducting exercises with a new type of experimental weapon. A weapon that will
that
change
shot.
What?
the world. A weapon with the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the Earth. A nuclear-equipped walking battle tank.
Never heard of that. Sounds like some kind of Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Eh?
It can't be.
You knew? Metal Gear is one of the most secret black projects. How did you know that?
He's blown a couple up.
We've had a couple of run-ins in the past. So that's the reason you were here at this disposal site?
Why else would I come to a godforsaken place like this?
He's talking about Alaska.
I had heard the
Godforsaken.
Metal Gear project was scrapped.
On the contrary, it's grown into a huge joint project between Arms Tech and ourselves. We were going to use this exercise as raw data and then proceed to mass production. If it hadn't been for the revolution.
Revolution?
You know, the one where the Americans decided that they were going to form their own country.
Rex.
Metal Gear Rex. The code name for the new Metal Gear prototype. They're probably already finished arming the warhead they plan to use with Rex. These guys are pros. They're all experienced in handling and equipping weapons.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?
What the hell does that mean? Get away. Maybe not as dramatic as in the remake, where he jumps into the top corner of the room.
Some kind of detonation code that you have to input.
Oh, you mean PAL?
Yeah.
Yes, of course, there is a PAL. It's set up so that you need to input 2 different passwords in order to launch the device.
There are 2 passwords?
Yes. Baker knows one, and I know one.
Baker? The president of Arms Tech.
That's right. Each of
Awkward
us needs
pause.
to input our
That's
password,
right.
or there can be no launch. But they found out my password.
You talked?
I'm a bitch.
Psycho Mantis can read people's minds. You can't resist.
Psycho Mantis?
One of the members of FOXHOUND. He has psychic powers.
This is bad.
But not as bad as your tie.
Time before they get Baker's too.
If they find out Baker's password...
Yes, they'll be able to launch a nuke anytime. But there is a way to stop the launch.
What?
The card keys.
Card keys?
They were designed by ArmsTech, the system developers, as an emergency override. Even without the passwords, you can just insert the card keys and engage the safety lock.
And if I do that?
Yes. You can stop the launch.
It's funny to think about it after playing the game, but they really are just feeding him how to activate Rex by accident.
Card keys. There are 3 different slots to put them in. You need to insert a card into each one of them.
Okay, 3 card keys. Do you know where they might be keeping Baker?
Somewhere in the 2nd floor basement.
2nd floor basement?
Got
I heard
it.
the guards say they moved him to an area that has a lot of electronic jamming.
So the rocking out is what you're saying.
Yes. They cemented over the entrances, but didn't have enough time to paint them. Why don't you look for the areas where the walls are a different color? Here, take this. It's my ID card. It'll open any level 1 security door. It's called a PAN card. It works together with your body's own electrical field.
Personal area network, huh?
It transmits data using the salts in your body as the transmission medium.
What?
As you approach the door's security devices, they'll read the data stored in the card.
And the doors will open automatically. Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna get you out of here.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
Whoa, watch that hand, buddy.
You haven't heard any other way to disarm the PAL, have you? From your bosses or anyone?
No.
Are you sure you haven't heard anything?
I just said no.
So does the White House plan to give in to the terrorists' demands?
That's their problem. It has nothing to do with my orders.
But what about the Pentagon?
Pentagon?
Oh, not planned for.
Hey, what happened?
He kind of becomes like a Resident Evil zombie in his arm placement there. He's like, oh.
Dead.
Love that when you play the codec there, or tap into the codec.
The chief. What happened?
I don't know. It looked like a heart attack, but...
A heart attack? No.
No.
Are you hiding something from me?
Absolutely not. Snake, you've got to understand. This op is security level red.
That's the highest level. Red.
Complete file.
You want me to believe that you're in charge of this op, but you don't have complete access to the file?
I told you.
Yeah, that seems like a lie.
Defense is in operational control. I'm just here as your support. Snake, we don't have time to debate. Get out of there and find President Baker.
Yeah, all right. Or... nice little detail that they added is that if you look at the ground around the toilet, you can see like little white specks moving around because it's supposed to be maggots. The floor is covered in little bugs from all the stink and filth. And then your door just mysteriously opens, but the person who opened it is still standing there next to the wall. I wonder what they're trying to do. Well, guess the coast is clear. Let me just go ahead and... Ah! I saw a grundle!
So you killed the chief, you bastard!
She's not holding that gun right.
Liquid? No, you're not.
No, I'm solid. Look.
Don't move!
Hard to tell. The gun's supposed to be jiggling a little bit while she's standing there.
Hands are shaking.
Whoa, look at that.
Rookie.
Careful. I'm no rookie.
No gun fu this time around.
That nervous glance, that scared look in your eyes. They're rookie's eyes if I ever saw them.
And also, you just pissed your pants.
You talk too much.
You haven't even taken the safety off, rookie.
I told you I'm no rookie.
You're not one of them, are you?
Open that door.
Why?
You got a card, don't you?
No,
So we can get the hell out of here.
I don't wanna.
Looks like we'll be a little delayed.
What are you doing? Don't think. Shoot!
Do I have the gun equipped already? I don't. Very important. Before you do anything, put the gun on. Also, not a bad idea, equip the rations. Leave them equipped, because whenever you lose enough health to die, you have the rations actively equipped, not just, like, have them selected for the quick select, and I realized while we were playing that it's R1 and L1 to quick select. You actually get your health restored by the ration instead of dying, so you have to leave it actively equipped. And... get your asses! Die! Get some ammo.
What are you waiting for? Shoot!
Don't talk to me like a rookie.
Just like in the remake, if you want to reload easily, you just unequip and re-equip the weapon. Just like that. Down you go, boys. Grab some more ammo. Grab some more of all that. Oh! Okay, wait. There we go. Wanted that. Grab that. It's a little excessive, yes, but they're giving you the ammo. Why not? Take it. Oh, flash grenades! Oh, hey. Oh, real grenades, whatever. Ammo! No ammo. And she's out of here. Bye, Meryl. I love you!
Thanks for the help.
By the way, the guy you stole that uniform from, he was shitting his pants!
Who are you?
I couldn't tell before from your feminine voice, but I'm assuming because of that hip sway that you're actually female!
Fool! You've killed him!
I'm sorry, sir.
His mental shielding was very strong. I could not dive into his mind.
Now we'll never get that detonation code.
Boss, I have a good idea.
Let's just cut his brain open and get inside. They also don't show the sequence where you see Psycho Mantis here. Oh yeah, wasted way more bullets than this gun can possibly carry in one clip. Strike a pose. Oh, there he is.
Good girl. Just like that.
All right. Oh, time to call the colonel and let him know what happened. I almost died!
Naomi, I just had some kind of hallucination. Is it from the nanomachines?
No, Snake. The nanomachines are functioning properly.
So what was it?
It must have been psychometric interference coming from
Must
Psycho
have.
Mantis, FOXHOUND psychic. Think of it as a mental feedback loop.
So that was Mantis.
So, we'll probably go ahead and stop here. One of the things that they didn't do a great job of in this first game is using your gun. Because you can't aim, well, you can kind of aim, but you can't aim in first person. Shooting enemies is more reliant on the game kind of targeting them for you, where they kind of pivot it towards the target that they're going to have you shoot first. This particular situation where you're facing three enemies, they choose automatically. You just press the button and he points at whatever target he wants to first. There isn't really a good way to tell when an enemy's going to start shooting at you versus you at them, so it's just kind of a mess. You just keep firing until everyone dies, run in, pick up their ammo and health, recover yours if you need to, rinse and repeat until it ends. Not the greatest design ever for a game, and certainly not for an exchange of gunfire between two people who are standing 15 feet apart, but whatever. It plays fine. There's better sequences later in the game where there's a little more thought put into how an interaction between two parties is going to take place. The boss fights, again, I think are brilliant in the way that they're executed, given the concepts that they use for some of them, and what exactly you have to do to cause damage to the enemy. This is not one of the better parts of the game, just that part where you're exchanging shots. Final thoughts on Metal Gear Solid. Again, we're not going to do the full review. I would still say it's a 10 out of 10 if we were doing it for the score, Randars wise. And it's one of the best games ever made. Obviously, the gameplay has not aged as immaculately as some of the other games in the series. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 are some of the most beloved and best designed games of all time. And frankly, they deserve all the plaudits that they've ever received. This game, still a little bit rough. There were still some things that they were working out, but it also revolutionized gameplay in terms of how stealth is applied and just the presentation of the story. Because it's obvious that they put a lot of thought and effort into making the story make as much sense as it could, given that you're interacting with a guy who can phase through stuff or make himself intangible, read people's minds. You have a giant dude carrying a cannon that's supposed to be on like an A-10 Warthog or whatever it is he ripped it off of. And some other silly stuff, like the fact that the DARPA chief there that died isn't actually the DARPA chief. It's a guy who stole the DARPA chief's blood and then made a mask of his face. And of course, we couldn't tell that it was not the real DARPA chief. Whatever, video games. It still plays very fun. It still makes some very intelligent decisions on how enemies can determine where you are. If they see your footprints, they hear you making noise. The distance is made far more generous as far as where they can see you than it probably has any right to be. These are people who are supposed to have been genetically enhanced to be the absolute peak of human condition, and they can't see a person standing 10 feet in front of them because, well, their vision cone doesn't allow it. But they had to make concessions so that you weren't immediately spotted from 100 feet away by a character you can't even see because the radar that they give you in this game can't show you that person looking at you. They can only show you within that small grid that they use to represent your active radar system. And I think the radar system was a brilliant addition because it helps you negotiate areas where the enemy soldier is looking or walking, which may or may not have been easy to tell back in the day. You know, the graphics were as good as they could possibly make them. And if I hadn't said it already, this is probably the best graphics-wise that an all 3D polygonal environment had looked at that point on the PlayStation 1. PlayStation 1 had a lot of problems, and we've already talked about this a lot with some of the games that we've looked at, where textures, solid textures, would shimmer and warp and waver when you would walk past them because the technology for building those frames and making them stay solid and consistent was not great. A lot of developers struggled with that, and some of them just threw up their hands and say, whatever, the environment's going to look silly when you're walking over it or by it, and there's nothing we can do to fix that. This game is astonishingly stable when you go over surfaces like that. They added some neat graphical effects that were pretty unique at that time. Psycho Manus, or not Psycho Manus necessarily, but, well, I guess a little bit him. When Cyborg Ninja uses his invisibility, the stealth camo, I guess Otacon as well, that was actually a glitch that they happened to think worked exactly as intended and decided to leave it in the game. That wasn't how characters are supposed to look when they were walking around using the camo. But Kojima saw it, said, that's exactly what we want the character to do. We'll just leave it in there. I'm guessing part of that is when you run around, there is a lot of trail in the character moving, because what you're supposed to see is a lens displacement when the character is standing in a certain spot and runs off. But it turns out there was a shimmer or a trail that kind of appeared whenever characters are moving. And of course, if you were a real human being seeing that, you would go, there's something there. I can see it just fine. It just walked through that doorway. The presentation as far as the dialogue, because this is a very dialogue heavy game. Obviously, these were people who were still getting a feel for their characters. David Hayter, when he does the performance in this game, it's not nearly as smoothed out or as characteristic as we know it to be today. One of the things that is very different in his performance in this game versus remake or 2 or 3, he doesn't have, there's not as much cadence. It's not an affected cadence. What I mean by that is, if you've ever listened to William Shatner when he did Captain Kirk, there was a lot of, obviously people make fun of it. The way that he had his cadence when he would talk, there was a certain pitch whenever he would say stuff. Well, David Hayter added that a little bit to Solid Snake in games going forward. Part of that is his performance was played a little bit flatter, a little more muted here. Yes, it still has that trademark gruff, gravelly tone that everyone associates with Snake, but it didn't have quite the punch when he would deliver a line. That came as he got more experience performing the character. And if you listen to modern version of Snake versus what you would hear in this game, they sound like worlds apart. It's just a little more subdued, a little more grounded in this one, which is odd to say because when he gets angry, he still snarls a lot when he does it. But he was still figuring out the character. And also part of the issue was he didn't, if I remember correctly, have much of any involvement with Kojima when they were recording the English for it. I'm pretty sure it was all handled by a voice director. I can't remember her name, but it was a woman who basically handled the dialogue recording sessions in English for almost all of them. It may not have been the most recent one, Metal Gear Solid 5. I don't know if she was involved in that one. But 1, 2, 3, and I think 4, she was the voice director for the English versions of all those characters. So there was a way to kind of build the characters that she could handle that Kojima and his team couldn't really handle because most of them didn't speak English or not great English. David Hayter, of course, actually could speak Japanese, and he performs a version of that character, if I'm not mistaken, in some form or fashion in Japanese in other games. I don't know if he did it for this one. I think they actually had a different voice actor for this one. I do like that in this game, when you kill bodies, you don't have to move them around or hide them. That is something that Kojima wanted to implement in this game, where if you killed a soldier, the body would stay there and you would have to hide them, or if another soldier found the body, they would react. Unfortunately, the tech just didn't support that system, so what they decided to do was, if you killed enemies in this game, they just kind of disappeared. Which I like that because it keeps the gameplay moving. It's snappy and kinetic. You're not spending a ton of time covering your tracks. That kind of stuff is more conducive to a game where you just don't interact with soldiers at all. And again, I'm the kind of person in a stealth game where if they give me the option to take down a soldier so I don't have to worry about him anymore, I'm going to do that. I prefer to do that because not only do you make sure that you're not going to be spotted if you do something stupid later, but also killing the soldier guarantees an item drop. Now, in future games, because I guess Kojima had an aversion to unnecessary violence from a stealth operative, he did make it so that if you killed enemies, they maybe dropped an item, but not always. You were far more likely to get an item from a soldier that you just knocked unconscious, either by using a tranquilizer dart or by choking them out so that they just lose consciousness. In those cases, you could usually shake the body and almost always an item would drop out. And of course, in the second game, they made it possible that if you shook an enemy soldier that was unconscious, a dog tag would pop out, and you could use that for the collection system that they designed to reward players who were thorough and found every single one by giving you wigs that would either make you invisible or give you infinite ammo, or I think there's one that just made it so that you could breathe underwater indefinitely. But they didn't really have a ton of stuff like that in this game. I think the main thing they had was the ranking system at the end of the game based on your performance. So, for example, I absolutely would not have gotten the best ranking in this game because at the very outset, I got spotted by a soldier. I think to get the top ranking, and I think it's Big Boss in this game, you can't be spotted. You have to play, I think you have to play it on the highest difficulty. You can't shoot anyone, and you have to beat the game in like 2 hours or some ridiculously fast speed. It's possible. If you're playing very smart, very quick, just going from key point to key point to key point, you can beat this game very quickly. It turns out that the overwhelming majority of the game is done in dialogue. Go figure. And cutscenes. I like the story, so I don't mind that. But yes, if you were to strip all the stoppages in gameplay for cutscenes and just long extended conversations via codec, this is a much shorter game than people realize. That's been the case for most of the Metal Gear Solid series. The only one where it really kind of got a little bit more heavy on the gameplay side, I would say 5 is where they basically said, look, we don't want players stopping for half an hour to watch a cutscene or listen to dialogue, with the exception of the intro, which is a very long cutscene. The overwhelming majority of what you do in that game is they give you a cassette tape and say, go out in the field. If you want to listen to the dialogue, you can do so while you're still playing. Which, by the way, why the hell can't Snake move around while he's doing codec? It's all playing in his ear. And the only thing I can think of to explain that is, well, if he wants to talk, he has to press his neck. Because that's what he does every time he makes a call. He just takes 2 fingers and taps his neck. Or 4 fingers, whatever. This is a fantastic game. If you have the means to play it, I know this isn't the easiest version of the game to find in the world. They did, well, I take it back. They did do a re-release on modern consoles a while back. It's an emulated version, which comes with its own caveats and issues if they have any hitches. I don't remember how saving works for that version, but you can pick this up on modern consoles, the original, warts and all, PlayStation 1 version of the game. And you can experience it for yourself with the mechanics that later got a little more polish, especially with hiding bodies and some more of the enhanced stealth mechanics that maybe you don't necessarily see in this game. I still think this is one of the best games ever made. I don't think it's the best game in the Metal Gear Solid series. My opinion on that is, while everyone loses their minds over how prescient the storytelling in Metal Gear Solid 2 was, that the simple soldier's tale of Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of the best stories ever told, not just in video games, but just ever, because it delves into subject matter that, you know, movies try to capture and more often than not just come off melodramatic. But that's just my opinion. I think the third game is not just the best PlayStation 2 game ever made, not just the best PlayStation game ever made, one of the best games of all time. One of the best design games of all time. This game, obviously, there's some stuff that they could have buffed out, but the presentation, the story, the gameplay, as inventive as it was when it originally came out, this is a fantastic game, and you would absolutely have a blast playing it for the first time, provided you play within the game's design. Don't run and gun, because you're not going to win. The enemy will just keep popping out and popping out and popping out until you hide. You're supposed to do everything sneakily, stealthily. You're not supposed to, you know, come in here like Rambo and kill everything. You can, but you better do it quietly, because if you don't, they're just going to replace every soldier that you killed once you trigger an alert. So, yeah, the quieter you do things, the better the experience is going to be. But yeah, this is a fantastic game. And like I said, with the remake, I think we gave that a 10 Randar score. This would absolutely get a 10 Randar score as well. This was a fantastic game that, again, had the unfortunate timing of coming out almost 1 month before the release of Ocarina of Time, which everyone thinks is the greatest game of all time, and I think there are some things that aren't great about it, but I still love that game as well. So we are going to see it eventually, the Ocarina of Time. I do have a copy of it, and we'll take a look at it. But this is, yeah, a fantastic game. And if you never played it before, go back and play it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by how much they got right on this first serious attempt at stealth gameplay in a 3D game. Yes, I know there are some other games that came out around this time as well that toyed with stealth, but this one, I think, set the standard by which all other games that use a stealth system chose to follow in the aftermath. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Nubs Collection. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.